day to you all and welcome to another episode of Wear Many Hats. My name's Rachel and this is the podcast totally dedicated to the FM and the property industry. Today we have a fabulous guest, I must say. This is Bex Moorhouse. She is the Global Head of Strategy and Ops Excellence and Performance within Procurement and is that REWS?
Yeah.
That is a mouthful. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much. It's so nice. Yeah. I don't know where that job title came from, by the way. It's ridiculous. But anyway.
You can explain what that is because you're going to be talking about what you do in a day. So, yes, excited. But you're at WPP.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely. So gosh, how far did you come from far today?
No, not at all. I've been in central London today already. So not too far. And I live in Rochester in Kent.
Oh, wow. So you're Kent way as well.
Yeah.
Right. I'm over in Orpington.
So good.
Yes. It's great down there. Just a little bit out. Far enough to be getting to London quick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's why I love it because you've got the countryside, but also you've got the buzz of the city not too far away. So yeah.
Yeah. We're practically neighbours. Lovely. So let's chat. And, we've already been chatting before the show. So I think this could go on for a while, but
we might be here for like 2 hours.
We'll have to do 2 takes. So let's rewind a bit. I mean, you've got a fantastic background here. Where did it all start for you?
Oh my God.
We'll go back for as far as you like.
Do you know the one thing that I love about this is the fact that you don't really look back. It's really hard to think, God, like, where did I come from? What were the different jobs that I did and stuff like that? But I think really it's all started in serviced offices.
Yeah.
So I had my first job within serviced offices, and you're going to laugh at this, but it was, I had the job title of West End floater.
Wow.
That was my job. That was my job
title. That was reception, right?
Yeah. Well, what it was it was basically covering. So anytime somebody was off on holiday, I would go. So I was an in-house temp effectively and go in and just covering for any duties that couldn't be covered because someone was on holiday.
Oh.
I would step in. So one day I might be doing reception. Right, the next I could be doing meetings and conferencing, or I could be doing like technology as well. So it was all different varied jobs and it was all in the West End. So I just got a call to say, you've got to be at Brook Street this week. You've got to be at St. James's Square the next week.
Lovely.
Loved it. Like, I absolutely loved it. And that was with Executive Officers Group back then, who are now Argyle, obviously.
Right.
And I absolutely loved that company. And I was there for a long time. And I had no aspirations really to leave there at all. Yeah. Apart from my boyfriend turned around to me at the time and said, do you want to go travelling? Okay. And I was like, oh my God, I love my job. I want to go travelling. What do I do? Oh. So I purposely bought the ticket and then told them that I was leaving because I knew that if I hadn't bought the ticket, they would have been able to convince me to stay, to be honest with you. Yeah. So that's where I started originally.
Wow.
And then from there, I just went through quite a few of the serviced office providers. So
as you do. Yeah. It's quite incestuous, isn't it, the industry?
Yeah.
Everybody seems to know everyone.
So, we just found that out, haven't we? So I worked at, I can't remember, I think it was MWB next after that. When I came back from travelling, I went to MWB. And then from there, I moved. So in MWB, I was doing sales as well. So selling serviced office space and like general management, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I ended up moving from MWB to Regis.
Yeah.
And
Is that when they took over?
Well, no, this is a weird thing. So I'd already moved to Regis and then Regis then bought MWB.
So you kind of ended up back with them.
So they sort of all came back again, which was really funny. And I remember actually, this will make you laugh. I remember having to do training in Regis to the people from MWB because it was like, so learning the new systems and all of that. I was doing like the global training at that time for them and it was just funny. Anyway, like when the worlds collide.
Yeah. Oh, how funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Regis did literally swallow up everyone.
They did. Yeah. Yeah. And isn't it funny now how people always talk about WeWork and they say, the start of the industry and that. And you think, poor Mark Dixon. No. He was doing that years ago.
Absolutely he was. Wow. And he's still around. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, so where did you go from there? Like, I can see your journey here.
Yeah, so I'm showing my age here, aren't I, with all of these moves?
Yeah, sadly, I think we both are.
Sadly. So I think so basically when I was at Regis, and actually originally when I was at MWB, one of my clients at MWB was Converse. So back when I was at MWB, I had Converse as a client. I also had Facebook as a client, unbelievably, which was incredible. their first office in London. 2 people started in the building that I ran. How mad is that? And you think how huge it is now.
It has to start somewhere.
Yeah. But basically, I was there managing, obviously, MWB in Soho Square at the time, and had this client converse, and just started chatting to the guy who was the tech manager there, and, you know, helping him onboarding the team into the space and everything like that. And not a lot of people know, but Nike owns Converse. And fast forward sort of 4 or 5 years later, we'd not spoken to each other. And he was on the hunt for an office manager.
Wow.
And he remembered me from that time when I was, you know, serviced office manager there and supporting that place. And he remembered me all those years later.
Wow.
And I asked him way down the line, like later on, why did you remember me? And he said, I was one of the very few people that didn't ask him for trainers or a discount or something.
Oh, I would
I just delivered the service. And he said, like, he just knew. And also my comms room at the time, this is very geeky, but it was all very tidy.
Right.
And he was like, gosh, if our comms room's tidy, then like she must run a tight ship kind of thing.
Yeah.
So then I ended up at Nike. So
how exciting.
I was, when I moved from Regis to Nike, I was like an area general manager, and I had a really lovely job. And it was quite like stressful, but I was doing sales and I was like managing all these different buildings. And at the time I was managing the Gherkin, I was managing New Broad Street House and Lloyd's, actually. So it was all of those buildings, like phenomenal. Yeah. And this job opportunity came, and I thought I'll just go and have a look at it. And I don't know what happened. I walked into the office. There was just something about it, like energy, buzz. And even though at that time it was actually a pay downgrade to go to that new job, something just told me I had to go for it. And so I moved from like this area general manager role to an office manager again. So it's like running one building, like starting again. And then I just worked my way back up through Nike again. Wow. And over that time, I ended up running their real estate, workplace services.
Wow.
I was chief of staff to the European VP for real estate and workplace services. We were called Workplace Design and Connectivity then. And I did well-being for them. I did managed all of their meetings and events. Everything basically. Got to travel, got to visit loads of places. Went work trips to LA, crazy experiences there. And then after Nike, which is crazy, right, that there's an after Nike, but I don't know what it was. When I was there, I just thought, I think I want to set up my own business. So I left Nike to set up my own business. And I ran that for 4 years. So it was a workplace wellbeing consultancy.
Wow.
And always wanted to run my own business. So it was like, I'm going to give it a whirl. And you'll probably remember this, but running your own business by yourself, it can be quite lonely, can't it?
Very.
And I just thought, I'm losing myself. I don't I was reclusive, COVID had happened and I kind of was in the house. Yeah. And I just thought, I've got to do something else. I've got to try to either get an embedded contract with someone or do something else where I'm around people again more often.
Yeah.
And WPP asked, they didn't ask me specifically. They just had this job advertised for a global PMO working for WPP. And it was a mat cover contract. And, you go through that whole thing of do I want to go back inside IR35? I haven't been doing that. And all of that stuff goes through your mind. And I spoke to a friend and they just said, just go for it. You never know what could happen.
Yeah.
And the minute I got in there, I don't know what it was. There was just something that I thought, this is amazing. Never thought that I was going to stay because obviously
it was mat.
That was it, mat cover. And the lady that I was covering for came back. And then I just got asked, would you stay and help us with our transformation? Which I did. So that was January. January this year through to May. Well, originally it was January to April, sorry. And that was the contract, so very short. And then in the May, I got asked, would I like to stay permanently? And, would I like the crazy job title that I've got now? And I've been there ever since.
That's an incredible journey.
So that's like a quick whistle stop.
That was good.
Yeah.
Some fabulous companies in there.
Yeah.
Though. And experience. And you've done extremely well to get to where you've got to.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. So, did you always know that you were going to end up, obviously you went straight into exec offices. Did you know that you were going to kind of go into the office industry? Did you?
No, not at all. So I should have really said to you, when I go right back, I didn't know what career I wanted to do. My sister was like, I'm going to be an accountant. Don't ask me why, but she knew straight away she wanted to be an accountant. And I had no idea what I wanted to do. I ended up doing a geography degree at uni, and I was like, I don't know why, but I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I ended up moving to London because I met my boyfriend at university.
Okay.
And I ended up moving to London and was just like, I need to find a job. You know, I need a temping job. I did lots of itty bitty jobs. Like I worked on reception at Economists.
Right.
I worked at the Criminal Injuries Board. I did all these like crazy jobs. Yeah. And then I think just through a recruiter, someone said, you know, like, we've got your CV. We would think you'd be good at this role. And I've got to say, EOG at the time, now Argyle, it was just phenomenal. They gave me so much confidence, so much support. And it was just like a unique time, I think. Like everybody was so supportive. And they just kept seeing, I don't know what they saw in me, but they must have seen something in me. And they just kept giving me new roles. And I like all the time that I was there, I don't think I did one job. Like every year I would do a new job there, and they'd give me the trust and the confidence. They're like, you can do it. We think you can do it. And I did back then. I did like operating standards manager role. I opened new buildings from scratch.
Wow.
I closed buildings. I did like, there was just so much variety there.
Yeah.
And they just supported me. And then I just stayed. Like, what's not to love? Like, I've always loved helping people and looking after people. That's like in my DNA. And I just loved all the different people that you got to meet with every day, all the people you could chat to and support. I think that's why I stayed in serviced offices and workplace for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic industry, though. I mean, we obviously, being a recruiter in that sector, ex-recruiter, should I say, I still know so many people. That's why there's so many of them on
similarities.
The show. I'm so connected with so many.
Yeah.
But I think I think the industry, there's such lovely people, and they're very giving in terms of, you know, coming on the show. And, you know, I think it's great to get people's backgrounds and history, and it helps people to see what they want to do in the future.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I don't think, like, it's one of those industries, isn't it, where everyone that's probably come on says, I just fell into it. There's no one that really goes through this whole, like, you know, training plan and then lands into it. Yeah. And I think that, you know, it's a shame really, because I've had so much joy from this industry. It's part of the reason why I wanted to do the pod anyway, is I'd love people to be, you know, when they're a little kid growing up, saying I'd want to be in workplace, or I want to run buildings or whatever. Like, you know, you think back and it was always like, you want to be a doctor, or you want to, like, all these jobs, but there's just so many other opportunities out there, isn't there?
Absolutely. And, you know, obviously this is about facilities and sort of property world. And, you know, I don't think, I mean, we are one of the only podcasts, I believe. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, that does a podcast on this. So, you know, a lot of our listeners are going to be coming into an industry, you know, so hopefully they're going to hear this and think, oh, this sounds good.
Yeah, exactly.
Check you out on LinkedIn and think, you know, oh, actually.
Yeah. And I think as well, like, you know, there's a like FM, workplace, whatever part of it, the property part, I think the more that all of us can work together, the better our buildings and our experience is going to be just generally. And I try to make sure that everybody that I work with understands that, like, you all fit together. And if one piece of that is missing, then you're not going to have an amazing experience.
Absolutely.
And seeing people take pride in all the jobs that they do, whether it be a cleaner through to electrician, whatever the roles are, like, everyone has such an important you know, I can't speak now, part to play.
It's the end of the day. It's Friday, that's why. We're tongue-tied. Oh, dear. So, you know, I mean, I was going to say, is there anyone in particular that sort of gave you a real push? Was it, would you say it was family, or would you say
No, do you know what? I don't think so. My family have always just been like, do you, like, whatever you want to do or whatever. But I think back at EOG, there was a lady called Helen Adams who was just incredible. You might remember her, but she, I was in this West End floater role, and I was doing that role, and she said to me, can you help me with the contracts? So everyone coming in had to get in a license agreement, and she was like, I trust you to do the contracts. Now, in other locations I'd gone to, they'd had me doing like emptying the shredder or whatever it might be. And she said, well, why can't you do it? And I was like, why can't I do it like that? And she just really, like, helped me. And actually, it wasn't just me. She did it for everybody, really. Yeah. She was just phenomenal. And there was also, like, don't want to like miss anyone out, but there was also, like, in addition to Helen Adams, there was a lady called Paula Horsfall. and Lynn Douglas as well. And they were both in the training and the development team, HR, you know.
Yeah.
And again, gave me so many opportunities because they were like, you might not have it on your CV right now, but you've got it and you can do it kind of thing.
I love that.
And also,
women empowering
yeah,
women.
Exactly. And we did so many training courses together around crazy things like, how you show up, what you look like, all this kind of stuff that goes with it. And they were just such a great support. And I ended up, I remember at EOG, I won an award there. And they said to me, you've got a flight to Hong Kong. And I was just like, what? It couldn't, when your just mind is blown at like the opportunities that they've given you. Yeah. And that was just phenomenal. And there was also two other people to note. Tim Giles that was there and John Drover, who's there now. Both of those two.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. It was just such a, I can't explain it really. Very credible, very established, and just so supportive. And I still remember all of them, basically.
Got to get Tim Giles on the show.
Yeah,
I know that name.
Tim is incredible. Yeah.
I know that name. Has he been in the industry a while?
Yeah. And he's again moved through all the different service office providers. Yeah.
We talked about that earlier, didn't we? So let's talk about your job now.
Yeah.
Your title that's got of many words. So what does a day in your world actually look like, Bex? What do you do?
God, it's quite crazy, really. So I'll give you a bit of a background around the size of WPP and stuff like that, just so you get an idea.
Please do.
Yeah. So we're like a creative transformation company, and we've basically got sort of big 6 agencies that operate underneath WPP. And we do everything from digital advertising through to public relations, through to editing, like all manner of stuff, basically, like huge client base. And my role now is obviously global. So we've got about 48 campuses globally, about 550 other buildings, and about 110,000 staff.
That is insane.
So it's insane.
Big.
And my job at the moment is setting up our Centre of Excellence for Real Estate and Workplace Services and supporting the already established Centre of Excellence for Procurement. So my day-to-day is basically looking at loads of different things. So I sort of take care of 3 pillars of the business, if that makes sense. One is operational excellence. So that's all about when you come into a campus, what's the look and feel like? How do you, what's the catering provision? What's the cleaning standards? All of those bits. What is health and safety like? Is that, are all the sites safe and secure and all of that? So that's one element of what our team do. And obviously it's not just me. I should say that. I've got a lovely, huge team helping me.
That would be a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other pillar is more around kind of project management and program management. Okay. So that's all setting up new buildings, making sure they're delivered on time, to budget, all the stuff that goes with it. And also that we're being sustainable. So ESG and all of that is within that section. Oh, I love it.
Coming up.
Love it. And then the third pillar is all around digital and data strategy. So that's all about, anything that we need from a KPI standpoint. Yep. So occupancy reporting, compliance reporting. That's
on here as well.
All of that. There you go. That's all sits in my wheelhouse. And we've also got a global capability centre, which is out in Mumbai. Wow. Got a fabulous team there that manage all of the procurement activities and real estate activities that we can offshore. And we also have, which is I think this might be another question that you might have, but we've also got AI agents as well.
It is.
There you go. Love it. So we love our AI agents, and they're doing a lot of the work, obviously, grinding out the boring kind of laborious tasks that the team don't want to do and shouldn't be doing. Yeah. And that's all active. So that's kind of keeping me busy, basically.
Whoa. And that's wearing multiple hats.
Yeah. So my day to day is moving between different meetings, obviously sometimes creating playbooks and guidelines and frameworks and stuff for how we're going to operate globally.
Wow.
And half the time, obviously to different time zones. So you've got Sydney, one of our regional heads sits in Sydney. And so sometimes I'm on calls at 8 a.m. to pick him up. And then by the same token, we've got another regional head sat in New York. So then it'll be 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening picking up with him. Oh, wow. So I get to, I'm so blessed because I get to work with phenomenal people, but also I get to see all these different cultures and understand how all the business works.
How exciting.
Yeah. So it's phenomenal. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a powerhouse.
Yeah. So we're really lucky.
Name, Moorhouse, powerhouse. That's incredible. I was going to say, let's talk challenges. What's testing you right now?
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There's so much. I think I'm a sort of real people first leader, and obviously I've got a new team now, so we're establishing ourselves as a team, getting to know how we all work and stuff like that. And I'm very much like probably like not like a typical leader really. Like I'm very much like, how was your weekend? What did you get up to? Like I really like to know my team and know what everyone gets up to.
Yeah.
And I think my main challenge is trying to hold my team back sometimes because they're all so eager to get on and do loads of activities. And I think that's the main thing, is trying to say, look, just do 3 things really well and don't overstack yourself.
Out.
Yeah. Exactly. Because there's so much work to do. I mean, we could always be doing more.
Yes.
But it's just trying to pick those things that are going to drive the most impact, I suppose. And that's what I keep trying to do.
How many people you got working for you?
There's quite a few. So I've got roughly 6 directors that report into me, global directors. And then we've got, with the offshore team, we've got about 30 roughly within the team, like underneath, that are operating. And then obviously a lot of my role also is working with our IFM partners.
Yeah.
So I've got Claire in my team who manages like operational excellence, and she's liaising more so with all of our different IFM providers to make sure that whatever our standard is, say for cleaning, that it's actually delivered like that in each location. So if you think, like, because we work in such close partnership, there's hundreds and hundreds of other people that make our buildings like as amazing as they are. And I think that's the other thing, is we can't do any of this alone. Like we really need a good partner network, and we've luckily got that. So that makes our jobs, much easier.
It's a good job you're well connected. I think you've got some crazy amount of connections
on LinkedIn.
So have I. I think I've been on it since it started. And had the same profile as I've gone along. So
but do you know what? I think as well, if you really love the industry you're in, like LinkedIn's a great place to meet people, but also learn as well, isn't it? So that's why I think I've ended up with so many people in there.
I mean, everybody seems to know who you are as well, in a good way.
Oh, good. I was like getting embarrassed then. I was like, shall I get my coat?
No, your name is quite well recognised.
Yeah.
And that for good things.
Oh, that's good.
It's a name that I know of. And I've heard you through the years. And we've been in a similar industry. So, but it's fantastic. So this is where, we're going to talk about a little bit more about the tech and the AI and the ESG. But where do you think the industry is heading and what excites you? So that will be all around the tech. You were talking about ESG and AI there.
Yeah.
What's going on for you guys?
I think there's just so much happening, isn't there? And I think we were talking about this offline before, weren't we? Around serviced offices was such a good learning ground in terms of experience in buildings and 100%, and hospitality just generally.
It's a nice blend.
And now obviously the real estate industry is talking about this space as a service and how we need to hotelify spaces. But for me, that's old hat, because I've done that for sort of 25 years. Like for me, that's a baseline experience. Like someone knowing your name when you walk in, or saying knowing what your drink is. Those are things that I expect to see as standard in the buildings that we're running. I think that it's more around those extra touches, like fragrances in reception and all the gorgeous stuff that you get. I want to see more of. But then in terms of for us, I think it's around AI and the power of AI and what can drive for us. Because what we really want to do is have more interactions, like face to face, with not just our visitors, our contractors, our employees, but also our clients. So when clients come on site, I want the team available to support and help, rather than what sometimes happens is back office work might be getting in the way of that. So you know what it's like if you're in an FM job, you've got your health and safety walks you might need to do, or you've got other tasks you've got to do that take you away from serving your clients. And we still have to do those tasks, but actually can we use agents or AI generally to deliver a lot of those things to free up time for people so they can spend more face-to-face time together. So probably counter to what other people are saying, for me, I really want to see more empathy and kind of cross-pollination within our industry. And I think that's what's going to set us, give us to future-proof us, really. Because I think people are craving that face-to-face interaction.
Definitely.
And we always talk about technology, but I don't believe anybody is saying like, I want to go into the office because I've got a better screen or I've got a better...
Not anymore.
No, because you've got those things at home.
You have.
Whereas if you're coming in because somebody knows like you're a dad and you've just had a baby and you're going to be knackered, and the receptionist meets you and says, I've got you a double shot coffee because I know you're going to be having those, that you're going to be tired. Then you feel cared for and you feel contained. So I hope that is the way the industry is going to go. Yeah. More like caring and nurturing of everybody that's in the space.
Yeah. I would love to see more of that.
Yeah.
I think we're getting there.
I do. And I think, like I said, the AI piece and the technology that we do have, like, especially from like a cleaning example, rather than where we used to always go to each bathroom, like, 6 times a day. Yeah. Now you've got the sensors, the footfall, all sensors. That. Yeah. Like that just helps. Yeah. And I think that, knowing how your building works, the more intel you can get from technology, obviously it's going to be helpful.
Data driven,
yeah. But I think it's people that make the difference, because I always knew that even in my serviced office days, we had buildings in our portfolio that weren't great, I'll be honest with you, at some moments. Yeah. But if I put the right people in there, clients would stay. Yeah. And so I think it's a people-led business.
100%. I think so. Maybe that's just because we've always been around serviced offices. I think maybe that's probably where we've seen that in action, from, like you say, from years ago. No one really knew what a serviced office was. No. And now they certainly didn't know what co-working was, or hot desk, all the other jargon that comes out. But it's food for thought, isn't it? Yeah. And obviously we mentioned AI there. And that is definitely a friend of yours.
100%. Yeah. And on that point, I was just going to say, a lot of people in the industry seem to be saying like they're fearful it's going to take their jobs and, all of that stuff that goes with it. But I think the quicker you can embrace it and get to use it and realize how much benefit it drives for you. Yes. Like somebody at WPP, actually, she was doing an AI training course the other day. So we're very big on AI just generally. We've got our own platform called Open where we've got everything in there. And our clients get open as well as part of our service provision. But one of the ladies that was doing a training course on it the other day, she said, I've got double-digit agents that are running things behind. So she had somebody doing like her health and well-being stuff, an agent delivering that, like saying you need a rest, you need to do X, Y, Z. She's got a finance one that's running over all of her spreadsheets and making sure. So she said, like, I could not be as efficient without that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I had a chap on yesterday on the show and mentioning a similar sort of thing, very much AI driven. Yeah. It just makes you more efficient. Like you say, you can go and deliver in other areas. Embrace it or you're going to be left behind. Yeah.
And I'm actually as well, that's the other thing that I should say is like that learning and development piece, never standing still, is really important to me. So even though I've been in the industry a long time, I'm always looking for like learning opportunities or like new ways to do stuff. And I'm actually due to go on an AI course about real estate, like how you can use AI to sort of support with lease breaks, renewals and all that kind of stuff. Because again, like if we could get some, an agent running over some of that stuff, it would save so much time and it would also support us to be able to be really impactful with the decisions we're making,
I think it's exciting.
Yeah, I think it is. I understand where everyone's coming at it from different angles, but I think you've got to get up to speed with this stuff because it's happening whether you like it or not.
In FM and the property world, I think it's a friend. Yeah. I personally think. I think, maybe there are industries out there that are suffering and I understand that. Yeah. So it might be time for a change for them. Yeah. But, I think within this particular sector, we're good, I think. Yeah. So ESG. Yeah. That's a buzzword. Yeah. What does it really mean to you and your work?
God, you know what? It's so important, I think, across everything that we do. So anything from basic things like, are we segmenting our waste as an example? Yeah. All the way through to actually what are our emissions, how are we managing that, and how are we on a procurement landscape now, making sure that that's consistent throughout our whole supply chain.
You're global as well.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got really, really strong targets that we've got to hit as well around it. So for us as a team, we are doing like strategic interventions with suppliers. So we're segmenting off the ones that we know are carbon emitting in big counts. And we're saying like, this is our toolkit of how you could be how you could address those carbon emissions and how you could limit them basically or reduce them. So it goes across everything that we're doing. And then even little things like we've got more to come on this, and it's not kind of out in our campuses as yet, but we're also looking at like removing, we don't have any single-use plastics, like obviously in our campuses anyway, but we're looking at like getting rid of coffee cups and the compostable type stuff as well, because it's still, it's still things that we don't need to be doing for the environment.
I think labs are on that. They don't obviously where we are right now. Everything they've got is washable. Like,
so good.
I don't see anything out there, and they recycle all their waste.
Brilliant. It
annoys me when people put it in the wrong bin. Still.
Do you know what? You'll speak to any FM person though, and that is the number one. Anyone who's out there, any supplier that can fix this is what they need to do. But like the amount of people who put the waste in the wrong bins, and we've just done a whole thing recently where we've rebranded all our bins to try to help people know where to put what. But then I did hear the other day that another company, which I'm going to steal, by the way, whoever this company was, actually puts some examples of the waste above the bin.
Well, I tell you who does stuff like that, and I shouldn't really know this. It's like your KFCs. They do it where you can actually
see what you should put in the bin.
I've got,
That's so many basic things
just
like
please,
that.
We have to be like idiot proof, isn't it? Sorry. Child proof.
You need to look at the item, look there and go, okay, it goes in that one.
Maybe this needs to be in schools so that they can, hopefully it is. I don't know, my children are grown now, but we've got to be educated from an early age on this now.
100%.
So I'm hoping schools, colleges and unis, they're all doing it so that it follows through, and we have to do it at home. So we're getting there.
Yeah, true. It's true. I mean, the other flip side of that is AI obviously is good in one way, but bad in one way in terms of sustainability as well. So that's something you've also got to think of. It's like every time you say thank you or please to ChatGPT, you're wasting huge amounts of water by doing that. So we have training internally. You're going to laugh at this. We have training internally around like, don't be polite because you're just wasting more water.
Be polite.
No, you don't need to, because I can't remember I wish I could remember the figure, but it's a ridiculous amount of water that's used every time you say please or thank you. So you need to stop that. Don't be polite. So one place you don't need to be polite.
Any other tips on AI?
I don't know. I think it's just more around prompting, learning the prompts. And then ChatGPT recently is upgraded to 5.0. And the way you prompt has to be different again. Like I was quite good on 4, and now I've realized I'm doing the same prompts on 5 and I'm not getting the same answers. So I've been doing a bit of research around how to prompt. That's your winner, because then the quality of what you're getting back out is so much better.
It's just overwhelmed me slightly.
I should tell you this as well, actually. We've got at WPP, we've got a lady called Nadia. She's an agent. And all her role is to basically help support line managers with difficult conversations, with development for staff and stuff like that. So you can pop into Nadia like, I'm dealing with X scenario. This is the context of the situation. Could you give me any advice? And Nadia spits out literally the best advice around like, oh, actually, you should take the person off site, take them to like a neutral location, maybe like try to free them up and give them an opportunity to talk and all that kind of stuff. And so those type of tools, you wouldn't necessarily think that AI could be that emotionally intelligent, but it is.
I know this. I'm going through some personal stuff, and I lost my cat yesterday evening.
Oh no.
Very simple. But I was like, right, how do I attract him back? He's back. I found him hiding under a car this morning at 7:30.
Panic though.
But I did everything that AI, and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You must be so worried, Rachel.
Really?
Love hearts. I think it's got to know me.
Oh, that's so good.
But it was so empathetic. Now get some sleep and get some rest. You've done all you can.
You've done all you can. This is what we need, that reinforcement. Oh, funny.
But I did find him.
Oh,
I actually did go back and say, I found
you.
him this morning. But I won't say thank you anymore. Well, please. This is brilliant. Oh, I love it. I love AI. ESG we were on anyway. But so do you think, I mean, you guys are, but do you think the industry's innovating fast enough, or are we still playing catch up?
Oh, God. I don't want to upset people when I say this, but I think the industries are so slow to like react to anything.
Chap said that yesterday.
Do you think so? Yeah.
He said we are.
Yeah. I think it's so slow. And I also think like, sometimes I feel like there's a total lack of creativity. Like the industry sometimes gets bogged down with things that just aren't relevant. Like, if I need to go to another meeting where people talk about how do we flatten the curve and get everyone in the office Monday till Friday, I mean, I'm going to go mental. Yeah. Like, the reality is no one came in the offices on Fridays before anyway.
Yeah.
So like, why are we stressing about it suddenly? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's like trying to like think about actually what matters to the end user.
Yeah.
And how can we innovate and help them more to do the job that they need to do? Because at the end of the day, and this was the big realization for me during lockdown, is at home, you've got your favourite coffee, your favourite surroundings, you've got your desk set up now, probably most people have. You've got everything perfect. If it's too warm, you know what you might have aircon, you might not have aircon, but whatever, you're in control of your whole environment. And then you flip that to an office and suddenly I might have to book a desk. Yeah. I've got to book a meeting room. I tried to get in the meeting room. Somebody's already in there. I can't ask them to leave the meeting room because I feel rude. So then I'm trying to find another room. I'm late for my calls. Like, all that stuff goes on. And it's like, we need to remove all that friction because we're competing with people's homes now. And I think that's the difference. It's like, if you were to try to make an environment where people wanted to go to and you were thinking it through the end user's lens, I think we'd be innovating quicker, to be honest with you. Because, you know, a booking platform for desks, like, that's not where it's at. I'm sorry. Like, sorry, I've offended probably thousands of people. But like, I don't want to have to book a desk because I've already got to book my train ticket to come in the morning, which I never used to do because I might have had a season ticket. I've got to make sure I've booked childcare or whatever it is for my kids. Not that I've got kids, but I'm trying to put my mindset in that. And then when I turn up, I can't even get a desk, even though I've booked it, let's say. And it's all these extra points of friction that when we were just going to the office every day, we didn't really have because everything was kind of planned. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We just did it all. It has changed. I mean, obviously part of my position in recruitment was to find people jobs in serviced offices, which are Monday to Friday. And I've said this before on the show that, you know, recruitment got tough because there are a lot of people that want hybrid.
Yeah.
You know, that word hybrid. And, you know, even my son, 22, my daughter, 27, hybrid roles.
Yeah.
His age. And he did an apprenticeship.
How funny.
So yeah, he's like, I don't really want a job where I've got to go in the office 5 days a week.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was talking to a chap yesterday on the show and the same thing. He said, you know, we need that human interaction.
Yeah.
I learned from the people that I was watching, that I worked with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't see it. I mean, I sat in labs and co-working and I can't interact with anyone out there. They're sat too far away.
Yeah.
We don't have anything. We just chat at the coffee machine.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. But, I think it's funny, you know, I think that whole argument around like ways of working and stuff like that, I think the problem with that was we went too generic with it. Like we said, oh, you know, at an organizational level, this is what you've got to do. But actually, I think it's a challenge because every role is so different. And I think having that flexibility to decide or not to decide to come to the office is great. Yeah. And we do that at WPP. Like there's obviously a lot of press around, you know, return to office mandates and stuff like that. But actually at the heart of it, it's much more flexible than how it was portrayed. Yeah. And people can decide where they want to work from, how they show up. And that's great.
And that is a personal choice. Yeah. Then. So if you do want to come in 5 days a week to get away from the kids that are making noise or you know, whatever's going on, you know, or let's use all the electricity and energy within here.
Yeah, exactly. And actually one of my colleagues in enterprise technology, so like a different department, is having like house renovation at the moment. And he was like, oh my God, I'm going to be in for the next 3 weeks because I cannot cope like every day. I can't cope with the noise. Like it's driving me to distraction and it's a massive refurb.
Flexibility.
Yeah. So it's that whole thing. And it's been nice having him in the office because, you know, you go for a coffee or whatever, which when he was in a couple of times a week, maybe didn't have time to do that. So
it's a real mixed one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
So looking back, what moment, and you've had a few, what moment or project are you still proud of today?
Oh God. It's so hard, isn't it, to pick when you think of this?
What one comes to mind?
There was just so many amazing projects that I got to work on. But I think the one that I'm most proud of was the Nike HQ in London. So we basically found the location. So it's in King's Cross I don't know if you've been to the King's Cross development or not, but it's just past Coal Drops Yard. So it's stunning environment. Like
I've been around there.
Yeah. Beautifully done, like so in keeping with what was there before. And then we found this amazing location. It was built from the ground up and we redesigned the whole place, which I managed, all of that. And I think the one element of that building that I was most proud of, and everyone listening to this will be like, yeah, we know what she's going to say, is I designed a gym. So we did a gym like for employees that they'd never had before. But it was basically originally, we didn't tell anybody that that's what we were doing. Everyone kept asking, oh, will there be a gym? Will there be facilities? And we just kept it under wraps.
Oh, I love this.
And then when it opened, it was like a massive shock. But we went through every detail with that gym, where the swoosh of Nike, we put on all of the weights. It's just like like it's beautiful. And the most amazing thing still is I follow Instagram, obviously, of people who, I used to work with at Nike, and they're all training in that gym and they're bringing the community in off the street. And because basically it's you can walk in off the street down some steps into it. So we built it purposely like that so that the community could come in. So they have big events like it might be like Black Alpine Running Club or whatever it is, and then they bring people in to use the facilities. And imagine, like, they call it like a consumer, like someone who is a client of theirs, customer. Imagine being able to go and train in the Nike gym. It's like next level. I want to have a look at that. My daughter works for Women's Best. Oh, wow. And she manages the models. So she goes out to find locations. Oh my God. I'm just going to get you'll have to get to have a little look. Yeah. Well, you can see it. And again, photo shoots. Yeah. And you can see it from the street because as part of the planning restrictions, we weren't allowed manifestation on the windows, so you can literally look straight in. Oh wow. And you can see it all happening there. But yeah, I think that was probably when I'm next there. Yeah, I didn't know that was there. Yeah, because originally that was you. Yeah because originally we didn't have budget for a gym. It was like we obviously as a big massive project goes through all of the value engineering that happens. Budget was getting tight. And then luckily the program manager, I just said, look, we've got to do it. She's like, I'll find you the money. Wow. Like, yeah, and that was great. So that is incredible. Yeah. Did you train there yourself? Do you know what? I've never been asked to, that'll make you laugh, innit? I've never been asked to go there to train. Yeah. I'm not bitter, clearly, but do you know what I mean? That needs to change. Especially if people go, I'll go with you down there. We'll have a little look. Oh, how lovely. Wow, that is something to be proud of. Yeah. I can see why that one came to mind. Oh, you're going to love this one then. So what's something you wish you knew when you were starting out? Oh God. So we didn't get into this at the start, but basically throughout my whole life, for whatever reason, I've always suffered with a bit of lack of confidence in my abilities. Wow. Yeah. Never thought that. And I'm meeting people's not a problem, chatting to people's not a problem, but I always sort of doubted my capabilities, especially when I was like really younger. And I think I held myself back, a lot early on in my career. And I think that's why when I think about like Helen, Lynn, Paula, Tim, at the very start, I don't think they probably realised like the impact they had on me. Just to like, do you know what I mean? Now. Yeah. But I think it's just like those moments where someone says, you can do it. And sometimes you need that, don't you? You do. So I think if I was to give any advice to anyone, I would say, especially women in this industry as well. Love that you mentioned that. Yeah. And we'll probably come on to that. But I think women in this industry, it's so hard to get on. And when you think back, like 25 years ago, I was in this industry and it was so hard. I felt like I had to be an expert in everything because if I wasn't, I wouldn't get picked for jobs. I wouldn't be asked to contribute, because that's just the way the industry was back then, really. Yeah. And so I think if I could give anyone advice, it's just like, go for it and don't hold yourself back. And you know what? You'll make mistakes. You'll screw things up. But actually, it's how you overcome that. Like some of the biggest mistakes I've made have been the best learning opportunities. Yeah. So I'd say that really, just go for it. And that they say women when a job is advertised, if women don't hit every single one of the capabilities, they won't put their names forward. That's definitely something I've done. Isn't that crazy? And then you think you're missing. Wow. Yeah. So that you're saying go for it. Yeah, I think go for it because, you never know what you're capable of. And sometimes I've been really lucky again in my career, really, that people have always sort of said, I think you can do this. And it's helped me to think, well, if they're saying that, then maybe that's possible. Yeah. I've had instances like that. I think, we sometimes lose our confidence, don't we? And give it a try. Yeah, 100%. What can go wrong? And you know what? I think back to like when I did the West End floater role, if I would have known like what would come after, that's the other thing, and that you never know. But there's just been moments like when I took the pay cut really to go to Nike, on paper, people would go, well, that was a crazy thing to do. Why would you do that? But whoa, look at the opportunities. Yeah. And then again, there's another pivotal moment, like when I was feeling lonely running my business and I was like, I need interaction with people. I thought, I'm going to go for this WPP job. Like if, you know, it was offered to me, I was like, right, I'm going to go for it. So many people had an opinion on that, Rachel. Like it's crazy. Like why would you give up a really successful business to do that? Yeah. But you've got to decide your own career path.
I agree.
No one can decide that for you, and no one should be judging anyone's decision making around their career. And I think, following your heart, doing what you think's right is so important.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, very heartfelt. And you mentioned, obviously, and this is something that I brought up. I think it was Kate Bassey, who you know.
Love her.
Another powerhouse, female, among others that we've interviewed now. You know, this isn't an industry that women cannot go into. You know, I think it's still very male dominated, dare I say. Yeah. Again, I might be shot down for that. But, you know, this isn't just for men. This isn't a physical role in terms of we need strength to do this.
No.
I think we've got to have more women in the industry. And it's stories like this, you know, like yours, like Kate's, like Tanya Thompson, who I had on, and Annette Lorenshaw. There was, you know, Eleonora. There's been quite a few women on the show. I'm probably missing some of you. I'm so sorry. You know, that have shown that, you know, we can, as women, do this and be senior and successful. I love it. I like seeing it. We need to see more of that, don't
100%. I think so. And I think, you know, it's such a fascinating industry to get into. And I mean, I've gone all the way through it. Like I've done front of house, I've done FM, I've done workplace strategy, I've done real estate, like I've done all the sales, the whole shebang. Yeah. And I think that all of those steps have made me more rounded as a person, in the sense of I know what it's like to be sat on a reception desk for hours on end. And, you know, like your boss might walk along and say, why are you on your phone? And it's the minute that you've picked your phone up. Like, do you know what I mean? Or whatever. So it's like just being a bit more like aware that there is quiet moments, and like don't shoot people down for like little indiscretions or whatever things they're doing. Like we all make mistakes. And I think it's just such an incredible industry to be part of.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'll always try to champion it, because like I said to you at the very start, like not many people go, unless of course their dad or their mum is in the industry. How would you know that this amazing industry even exists, really?
This podcast, push it out.
Yes, hopefully, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Get it out there to all your friends and family, and that's it, you know. So this is the next question, which sort of kind of leads on from what you were saying. But if someone come to you tomorrow and saying, I want to do what you do, what would you say?
Oh, I'd say go for it. Yeah. Go for it. I think so many amazing opportunities. Like if I think back of all the countries that I've managed to visit as a result of it, all the fantastic people I've met, because there's one thread through most workplace FM property people. They're nice people.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I mean? And I think just go, like I say, just go for it. So many opportunities. And also there's so many roles that you wouldn't know unless you're in there. Yeah, exactly. Like the workplace experience roles now that you see as standard. Yeah. Like it's such a better environment than working in a hotel. Oh yeah. As an example.
I think so.
Why wouldn't you do that? Like if you're in a hotel, like anyone listening. Friday. Anyone listening who's in a hotel, like that, you should move over. Better hours, better.
That's who I used to go for in recruitment.
Really?
Yes.
Sorry, letting out the secret.
So sorry, hoteliers. Oh no, I don't mind now. I'm out of recruitment. Yeah, the hoteliers. Obviously, people in hotels, they have to work weekends and late nights and unsavoury hours, and it is more money over in the office side, in the property world.
And we need that experience. We need those people who care. That's the thing. Yeah.
There we go. That was my my tip for today.
I love that.
Find the people in hotels.
The golden gems.
Yeah. Okay, so let's switch off from work a bit. And we haven't really spoke about anything to do with what you do outside of work. But what do you do outside the day job?
Oh my God, got loads going on.
Have you?
Yeah. So I'm
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, exactly. So I must admit, firstly, I do get a lot of joy out of work. So even when I'm at work, I don't really feel like
switch off.
Yeah, I don't think it's very stressful. I just think it's fun. Do you know what I mean? And I try to look at stuff like that. But outside of work, I'm a fitness nut, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've not been to the Nike gym?
No, I know. So I've just recently at home, I've just built a gym at home, unbelievably. So when I was running the business, when I finished the business, I had a bit of money left in the business, obviously, that I paid myself out. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going for it. I've always wanted a gym at home. I'm just going to do it. And it's been crazy.
What have you got in there?
So I've got like squat rack, rower. Yeah. So I lift weights basically.
Go on.
Yeah. And so I've got a squat rack, dumbbells, your resistance bands and all that, aircon in there. Like it's plush. I'll have to show you pictures after. So I'm big into
Peloton
fitness.
in there?
No. But do you know what?
Spin.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was obsessed with spinning about 3 years. No, maybe it's a bit more than that. And it was just phenomenal exercise.
Love spin.
Yeah. I found this class, it doesn't exist anymore, but it was like a rave in the morning before you went to work on a bike.
Not cycle, was it?
It was called oh my god, I can't remember.
They all do it now, because I did it in Pure Gym Box. I know. Yeah, they all do it.
Yeah.
There's some specific, but you could do it on a Peloton.
On a Peloton at home.
You could get them second hand. Because people just buy those things.
Yeah, they just leave them and hang clothes on them, don't they?
My friend was one of those.
Yeah, so obviously fitness is a big thing. So do that, like walking. Obviously, I love hiking and holidays, like active holidays. So you're going to be like, me and my boyfriend Tony, even though it sounds funny when we say boyfriend and girlfriend, because we've been together 27 years. Yeah, long time. But yeah, so we do love holidays. Got no kids, so that frees up, honestly, a bit of time.
Yeah.
So mainly it's like holidaying, spending time with friends and family, and then obviously fitness. Really, those are my main things.
And is Tony into this too?
Tony's into fitness as well. Like, I must admit, he's very much like, he does periods. So before we're going on holiday, he'll do like
a burst,
the snapback, like the 6 weeks before holiday or whatever. Whereas I'm a bit more consistent than him.
That's better.
Yeah,
because you don't have that aching. What do they call it? The DOMS.
DOMS. Yeah, exactly. And he was actually saying that last week, because he was like, "Oh God, everything is hurting.
Can't walk downstairs."
And he was like saying to me like, when will it stop hurting? I said, when you do it more.
Unfortunately, you have to keep moving to get it moving.
Exactly.
Don't you? It's like lactic acid, isn't it?
That's it.
Oh, we're going into real detail.
And I should say as well, like in lockdown, I trained as a personal trainer. So, we had just more time on our hands. I wasn't traveling as much for work. So I thought, why not? So qualified as a personal trainer in lockdown. So so sometimes I do get exercise classes.
This is insane. This interview is wear many hats at work and outside.
Wow. Yeah. And I should say as well, because I think you need to be like realistic, don't you, about these things. Just yesterday, my boyfriend was saying to me, Tone said to me, I think you're doing too much. And I was like, after 27 years, why are you saying that to me now? Because nothing's going to change.
Wow.
I'm just high energy. I can't explain it. I'm just high energy. And I just find so much joy in just mundane rubbish, really. Yeah. Your coffee in the morning, when you make your first coffee in the morning, you can just sit. That is just amazing to me.
Yeah.
And so everything that I do, I just try to enjoy it as much as possible. Same. And have proper gratitude for life, really.
We've only got one shot at this life. My dad used to say it's not a rehearsal. You don't get to do this again.
Amazing.
So just make the most of everything. That's my bit of advice.
I said actually to my team, because they were relatively new, all coming together, and I said to them actually, I don't do negative Nellies very well.
Oh, I call them neg ferrets.
Oh, do you?
Sucking we're similar, aren't we?
Yeah.
Sucking the life energy out of you.
Yeah, no, you don't need it,
Stay away from the drama.
Yeah.
I'd say that in an office as well.
Yeah.
Or any type of work environment. Yeah. Just stay away. And this is Rachel speaking now. Stay away from the negativity in the office, because it spreads like wildfire.
Oh, it's so true.
And it can blind your vision in work.
Yeah.
And then, you become a bit of a sheep, don't you?
Yeah.
That's my bit of advice.
Yeah, you're right. And actually, I should have probably said that, because I'm not an office politics person at all. I just like to do a good job. Yeah. And that's kind of how I've always operated. So, I mean,
maybe once upon a time I did. And that's probably why I've got the experience and knowledge at age 50 that stay out of the gossip. But right, it's about you, not me. So last question. What's the best bit of advice you've ever been given?
Oh,
we probably just said a load.
Well, there's so much. But do you know what? I think I heard this is a couple of years. So when I was running my business, I was supporting on one particular account. And a leader there said that the job of a leader is to absorb heat and radiate light.
Oh.
And it was the most like
profound.
Yeah, for me, I just thought it's so true, because obviously, you know, there's days that I'm in the job that I'm doing, in any job I've been doing, there's days where you don't feel at your best. There's days where you think, oh my God, this is really hard, or I can't cope, or I'm overwhelmed, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But that's not my team's problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the best type of advice I could give if there's leaders listening or managers listening. Like, you have to show up for your team, and almost to a certain degree, it's not that you're putting yourself low down the list, because you have to prioritize yourself as well. But I think it's just that your number one job is as a leader, is to help your team grow and develop
and inspire them.
Yeah. And if I think back to, like, we talked about Kate, didn't we, earlier?
Yeah.
Like, what a phenomenal girl.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I say girl because I knew her at the start of her career.
Yeah.
And hopefully I played a tiny part of making her realise how awesome. Did she?
In her podcast.
Oh, I hope
that's why you're here.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's because I know your name. Yeah. But she did say Bex will come on.
But you know, you see people like Kate, when I first met Kate all those years ago, and she just had this spark in her.
She's got it.
And, you know, when she got the job at 40 Leadenhall, it's no surprise to me whatsoever, because she was just a go-getter. Like, she was phenomenal. And I think the more you can encourage people, I feel like I'm going off on one now, but the more you can encourage people to realise they can do they can do a great job and their potential. That's what I think is the best advice that I could give to leaders and managers, really.
Powerful stuff.
Oh,
thank you so much.
I feel like we could chat forever.
And I worry we've gone too far over the time. Everybody, please share this. I mean, you know, we were talking earlier about we must share this to get this podcast out to, especially to the females in this industry. Yeah. So please do share this. And we have come to the end of the episode, I'm afraid, but I'm sure Bex would answer any questions that you have. So that's Bex Moorhouse at WPP. Please reach out to her. Thank you so much, Bex. That was so inspiring.
I've enjoyed it so much. And thank you so much for inviting me as well.
I love it. Send more people my way that you think.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. I need to think, don't I, of who I can recommend.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And that's it for today's episode of Wear Many Hats. We've got some great news, tips and stories in there. So yeah, please do forward this on and share and like and send it out to friends, family, colleagues wanting to get into the FM or property world. And that's it for today. Take care.